Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's been a minute, man. It's been over a year. I know you guys think I done it. When I got married, got a family and everything, but nah, I just been living life, but happy to be back and making content and speaking on topics that I'm actually interested in. And I think people my age and where I'm at in life and people that can relate would be interested in hearing. And so I know I might be like a week or two late, but um, I'm not really on social media that much. And a few days ago, I came across the Tyler Perry interview with podcast, right? And obviously, the segment that stood out was him speaking about black women, that, if women making more than men, and especially black women, this is all his words, and I'm just summarizing. Basically, he said black women that are executives and that are top dogs and, really doing it, that if they find a man that, doesn't really match up to them but loves them and honors them and this and that, that they should go for that. A lot of women, black women and other women and men were offended because it sounded like he was saying they should settle and they should lower their standards. And as somebody who, the most important people in my life are black women, I had several conversations with black women that was around me and really just had to think about myself and think about the generation and the time we're in. And I just wanted to speak about that, right? And really not to like criticize or to throw blame at either side, just to, maybe get conversation going or just get questions and thoughts flowing in my generation, right? The Gen Z, the Gen X, the 20 to 30-year-olds, and just talk about that. And so first, I just want to say, I haven't really seen people talking about this from my standpoint. I'm in my mid-20s. I haven't really seen many videos and podcasts about this. It's been more from people that are in their late 30s, early 40s. But I feel like the conversation should be directed more to the 20 and 30-year-olds because we're in that more social media age. But first, let me say, you shouldn't be speaking on black women at all, asking them to settle or lower their standards. That just shouldn't be happening. In society and historically speaking, black women have been the most disrespected. One, for being black, but two, for being a woman. And it's something that, I know black women said they felt disrespect from white people, of course, and other races, but also from black men. And that's something that continually we have to do better at. So I'm with black women on this. Don't say what black women should do or what they should be lowering their standards for, or settling for, or this and that. Especially the ones that have worked hard and are top CEOs, executives, are doing things that are ambitious and driven. They deserve to have somebody that can meet them on their level or higher. Because I know for me, I'm educated, I know where I'm going, I know continue to get education, this and that. I want to meet somebody that's on my level, that respects and understands what I do, my line of work, and vice versa. I want to respect what they do. And I want to lower my standards or reach below. And it's not about financial, it's about morals, it's about family values. I want to reach below. And so I can't expect or say black women should do the same, especially those that are doing something for themselves or just trying to be better. As a community, we should want to build wealth and we should want to pass it down. And so two is better than one for sure. But one thing I will say that I think his podcast and what he said brought up a good point about my generation, which I'm gonna deem, and I'm proud other people have probably said this as well. It's the social media generation, right? And it's the whole idea of like looking for material and superficial qualities, right? And instead of looking at if you actually care about somebody, if you have good chemistry, you're looking at, well, what can they do for me, right? Or what material things can they give to me? What superficial things and qualities do they have that are, is Instagram worthy or is Twitter worthy or is that whole aesthetic, right? And I think it's men and women share the blame on social media. It's not just women. It's guys, we have to take a lot of the blame as well, right? You see on Instagram, men are looking for the whole Instagram baddie, right? The nice body, a certain look, certain hair texture, whatever. These are superficial qualities. But on the contrary, women are looking for the men that have the certain aesthetic as well. Nice car, nice teeth, which nice teeth, isn't a crazy reach, to be honest. But the nice car, the certain look, certain height, whatever the case may be. These are all superficial qualities, honestly. Looks fade, when you're a guy that death in the family, when hell is loose, being 6'5" isn't gonna help that, right? What's their character like? What's their moral value? What's their moral standing? How do they love you? How do they love their mom? How do they love their family? And so I do think one thing when Tyler talked about, does that man love you? I do agree that our generation should look more on love and relationship and chemistry instead of, well, what can he do for me? Oh, well, what can she do for me? Because money does come and go. Status does come and go. But love, relationship, a commitment, loyalty, those type of redeemable qualities and qualities that aren't built or established by money, that are there, that's in the foundation of who somebody is, that matters. That matters. That's going to matter in the long run. That's going to matter whether you have $150,000, $5 million, or $5. And so I just think our generation has gotten too caught up into material and what things look like and what status and what validation we can get from social media and from other people who don't care. And it's something I've struggled with as well. I'm not up here trying to preach. I mean, I'm part of it as well. I'm on social media, I get caught up in the whole Instagram baddies and sliding in the DMs and, trying to, have that whole Instagram aesthetic, posting pictures. I've dealt with that as well, but you get older and when you study behavior and just understanding, really all of it is superficial, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what's good on the external. If the internal ain't right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And so I do think our generation, should focus more on love and on actually liking somebody. But listen, truth be told, I don't think it's a bad thing to have standards. You want somebody that is on your level, but you need to seek what you can provide, right? And so for guys, for example, for myself, if I want a partner who's athletic, who exercises, who's smart, who's has emotional intelligence, who is driven, all the things I'm looking for in a partner are things that I can provide myself. And so men and women, I don't think we should be looking for somebody for us to come up on a check, or to marry somebody that's gonna take us and our family out of poverty, or whatever the case may be. Because then that's when the whole dynamic gets changed. You need to seek what you can provide. Look for somebody that's on your level. Look for somebody that is doing the things you're doing, that has the same interest and ambition and drive as you have. Because listen, two is better than one. And that's what marriage and that's what a partnership is about. It's not about me dragging somebody up or me having somebody pull me up. It's about coming together and then building together. And so that's really my thoughts about that. But honestly, lastly, to close, because this has been something, about the standard, right? When we talk about having a preference or having a type, those things are fine. You can't get mad at somebody for having a preference, having a type, or having a standard of the type of guy they want or the type of lady they want. But the truth be told, the standard has to be more than money. It has to be. If the first thing coming out of your mouth is you want a partner that's making this much, or you want a partner that has this type of lifestyle, or you want a partner that looks like this, all those things fade, looks fade, money comes and goes. People, a lot of young women I see on social media talking about they want an athlete or they want a rapper. I don't have the statistics, but how many athletes go broke once they retire? How many rappers, reach a certain success and then fall off? The number is high. because it's not constant. It's not a constant stream of revenue, and you know, there are other men and other women that are doing things that's outside of the whole, either rapping, playing sports, modeling, social media managing. It's more than that. And so that's just kind of my thoughts. Like, I'm never going to tell or agree that black women should lower their standards, especially those that are doing something or just trying to do something. Like, no, don't ever lower your standards, because I wouldn't. So why would I ask my mom or my sister or my cousin, you know, who are all black, to lower their standards? No, I wouldn't do that. But I do believe that love and relationship and chemistry and morals should be held in higher esteem than it is in our generation. We've moved away from that. And, you know, if you agree or disagree, comment or, you know, swipe up on Instagram or whatever, send me a text or whatever. And it's just a healthy discussion. But I don't see people my age talking more about, you know, things that actually matter and of our value and qualities and relationships. It's just too much about superficial. And truth be told, when you get off of social media and go in real life, you meet a lot of women. Myself, I met a lot of women that aren't on social media and don't, you know, subscribe to that type of lifestyle or those type of expectations. But the truth is, when you go on social media, you would think you're in a whole alternate universe, because what women are saying they want and what men are saying they want is crazy. It's honestly crazy. And so, yeah, I never ask black women to settle. Don't lower your expectations. Don't lower your standards. And I think we all should seek what we can provide. And I also think we should move away from the whole aesthetic and superficial materialism and focus on what really matters. So that's all I have for you guys. I want to make some other topics and you know, come up with some other content as well. But I really just want to post up that I want me and people in my age to be talking about more and focusing on more. Because I feel like it impacts our generation more than anybody else. So, love. Hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.